Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now yesterday we used this Pink and Main kit to make this little tea card, and today we're going to use the party tray dies and we're going to make a party tray card. And we're going to use these two pieces of pattern paper here that I've selected, and we're just going to get them cut down. I'm going to cut this first one down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to cut it down, and I think I go 2.5 inches on this. I think 2 or 2.5 inches by 4 is what I do. And I'm going to make a banner out of this one. Actually, yeah, I think it was 4. And then I'm going to use the white cardstock that came in the kit and make a card base with it. And I have concluded that it might be a little bit longer than 8.5 because I scored this one just like I did in yesterday's video, and I had that lip on there. So I'm thinking it must be a little bit wider. So I'm going to trim that off, and then we'll bring that paper back in and we will begin building our card. So we'll just get the score buddy out of the way, and I'm going to use this sketch here on the sketch on the back sheet of the contents page. There's 4 sketches, and I'm going to use that first one kind of loosely. Some of my pieces of paper are going to be a little bit larger than what's shown in the sketch. So I'm just going to get this first panel laid down, and we'll have a nice little white edge showing around there. And I like that because there is quite a bit of white showing in that pattern paper there. I think that looks cute. Now this is a little polka dot pattern, and I need to banner it up. And I'm not really great at bannering, so I'll make a couple cuts on this to get it to something that's reasonable. Now here I'm kind of crooked, so I'm going to cut it again. And then I'm going to cut it again to try and get it to where it looks more even where the centerpiece is. And I think that'll work out all right. And then I'm just going to lay this down on top of my floral panel, just as the sketch shows. And then I'm going to bring in some other panels that I have already die cut out. I've got a blue one that I used the cardstock from the Pink and Main kit, and a white hammer mill that I'm going to use. And I just used a stitch scallop rectangle die from Cat Scrappiness, and I just used 2 sizes. I'm going to layer these 2 together. And this is where my dimensions are off a little bit from the sketch. The sketch shows these being a little bit shorter than what these 2 pieces are, but I needed the landscape for the tray and all of my pastries. So I remembered to put my twine on before I glued it down today. I didn't yesterday. And then I just added a little bit of my tape runner just to hold it in place while I lay this base down on my card. And then I'm kind of moving it to the right because I want to be able to see that polka dot pattern paper that I've got on there. And I'm going to bring my tape runner in and just put a little bit down there in the corner to hold my twine in place while I work with it. And that worked out really nice. I like doing that. I'm going to try to remember to do that. And then we'll get a bow tied up here and we'll snip it off, and then we'll be ready to bring in all of our elements. And I just want a little bow with a little fringe. So we'll trim it up, and we've got that ready to go. So now I've got in this tray all of my die cut elements. I die cut the tray out in the metallic silver specialty paper that was included in the kit, and I'm just going to get some glue on it and get it laid down. And I'll talk about the other elements as well. Now the spatula, I used the silver metallic cardstock as well, and there's kind of like a backer to this tray that I used those the metallic for that and cut those out as well. I'll point to those later and show you. And then all of the other dies, the pastries and everything, I die cut them out of just white hammer mill cardstock, and then I brought in my tri-blend markers and I colored all of them up and I've got them all prepared. We just need to do some assembly. Now these are the little, like the back of the shelves or whatever, as far as I can tell. And I stuck with the silver, and I'm just going to lay them in there. And there are 3 of them. And I'm going to bring in the guide, and I'll kind of point to what's behind the pastry, and that's what these are. And we'll get that laid down on there. And now I'm going to start assembling the pieces to my pastry pieces, and we'll get them laid down on there. So I start off with my cookie because I thought it would be the easiest. It's a single layer. I used my tri-blend markers to color that in, and I used the darker color for the chocolate chips. And then I'm going to bring in my cupcake because that seemed like it would be simple as well. And I brought some blue cupcake wrapper color in to kind of match my blue pattern paper that I've got there. And then I brought in a hot pink icing for my cupcake. And all of these, like I said, I colored with tri-blend markers. And now I'm going to assemble, I think that's my pie that I've got there. And I'm going to put it on the top shelf. And I used some green to color up the pie plate. And I thought that would be fun. And then I'm going to lay my pie top on there and get it laid down good. And then I'm going to bring in this tiny little fringy piece that is your crust. And it looks just like crust. And I think it's really super cute. And I'm just trying to get it lined up there right. I think I move it around a couple times to try and get it on there in the correct spot. So now we've got a pie, a cupcake, and a chocolate chip cookie. Let's see, next we'll bring in, I think this is another pie. Let me look real quick. It's like a, yeah, it's kind of like a sponge cake looking thing with some chocolate icing on it. And I don't know, I might not have the right description. This is another little type of cake. It's kind of a pyramid with some icing dripping down it. And next I'm going to work with, looks like I'm going to work with my macaron or macaroon. And I've got to lay this little tiny strip of inside the cookie on there. And it's just a real fine piece. Now, if you don't like working with dies, this is definitely not the set for you because this has a bunch of little pieces and a lot of, fussing with an assembly. I personally like working with dies, so I thought it was kind of fun. So I'm going to get this macaroon put together and I'll get it laid down just below my tray. I tried to change it up a little bit from how they had it on their example by putting my pie on top and just kind of rearranging some things. One thing, I did lose the little cherry that was on top of the little angel food cake. And I couldn't find it. And so I didn't do it. And now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking that I see it laying right here on my floor. And I do. So anyway, I didn't get the cherry on top of that one, but I got all the rest of the elements. So I'm just putting my croissant there in the corner. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my spatula. But I've still got a strawberry there, and the top of the strawberry. Now I just colored my strawberry red. I took my pen, my black pen, and just put some little dots on there. And now I'm just laying my little greenery on top of my strawberry. And I'm going to put that up there in the corner by my pie. I think this is super fun. Just all the little elements, very cute. This could be a really cute set to use for like a bridal shower or baby shower invitation or something. Maybe more of a bridal shower where you're going to have brunch or something and have all your pastries. That could be really fun. So I'm going to lay the spatula just down on the side and get it stuck down on there. And I think it's really cute. I had a lot of fun with it. Now tonight, I'm going to remember to use the embellishments. I forgot on my card yesterday to do that, so I'm going to be sure and bring them in for this. And we'll just lay 3 of them on the upper left side of it. So I woke up this morning with a little sinus headache, and I'm a little bit froggy tonight, so I don't know if the allergies are starting to kick in here or what, but I'll probably take an allergy pill before I go to bed, and maybe that'll kick it. So I've got that all on there, and I've got the front part of my card mostly done, or I guess completely done. And then I'm going to bring in the little teapot, and I'm going to die cut it out of the scrap paper that I had there, and I am going to grab my sentiment, and I'm going to cut them out. Now this is the sheet where I stamped all of them together at the same time, and I'm going to cut out, "It's your birthday, let's party." And I'll trim it up a little bit. It's not trying to see how square it is there on my mat. And I don't think I get it completely square, but it's, you know, it's better than horrible, as Gina Kay and her husband would say. And I'm going to glue it up, and I'm going to lay it on this scrap piece of cardstock here, and then I'll just trim around it to create a layered effect. And that's just a easy, cheesy way to do it. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'll trim it up, and I'll notice that it's not quite right and when I get it laid down on there. And I'll try to move it around a little bit. And then I think I wind up trimming it. So what I'm wanting to do is lay the cinnamon on there and then put the teapot beside it so that the cinnamon will make sense on the pastry tray card. So this is where I kind of even it up a little bit. Reposition it. I kind of tore the cardstock a little bit there, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put my teapot right over it, and you won't see it. And then I'm thinking I'm finished, and I'm looking at it and showing you the inside. And then I see another little scrap that I think will tie in with the front. And so I'm just going to grab it. This was just a scrap laying there, and I'm going to lay it at the bottom. And I think I've got a cute card on both the outside and the inside. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.